Hello, in this video we're going to take you through some of the phone settings on the LG G2. Now we can't cover everything in depth because we could have a very long video to do that, but what we need to do is access the phone via a shortcut on the home screen or by going through to the phone in the apps tray. Then when we're at this screen we should have the menu button down at the bottom here, be it the left or right. You click that and you've got call settings. And it's in here that you have access to a vast array of different settings for your actual phone on the LG G2. So some of these will be dependent upon your personal configuration and your network provider. So at the top here we've got voicemail. So if I tap into that, currently it's got service my carrier, setup, notification sound and vibrate. And we can go in and adjust these where necessary. So at the moment on this device, it hasn't got a voice number set, so if I tapped in here I could actually enter the number myself by tapping it in through the keypad, enabling it, or I can click cancel, or alternatively I can even click the contacts icon here and go through my contacts list and select the appropriate contact. So if I wanted test as my voicemail number, that was the appropriate one, it'll automatically put the information in, but I'm going to click cancel at this stage. I'm going to come back a screen. I can change the notification sound, so if I've got a voicemail it will usually come through and tell me, but I can change what the sound is when that notification comes through, and I could have a different notification sound for voicemail to standard messages and telephone calls, so I could easily identify what that message tone was. I can also select vibrate mode to have it on always or while in vibrate mode only or never. Fixed dialing numbers. So you can come in and change all of these. Most people won't need to change these, but you can enable it. But you have to enter the appropriate PIN. You can change the PIN. So this is going to be based on your configuration and is certainly more advanced for most people. You can have an incoming call pop-up, so you can see it's enabled with the tick. So it says display an incoming call pop-up when an app is in use. So it just makes it for more convenience, so you could sort of carry on using the app whilst the call's coming in before taking it. So you can switch that on or off. You can call reject, change the call reject settings and manage call reject calls from list. So you can go in here, so you can reject calls on a list, or you can have all rejection off, or you could have reject all calls if you were particularly busy or didn't want to take any calls. And here you can select who you reject calls from, so you can configure this by private numbers, so maybe ones that aren't identifying their telephone number, just tap that on there, or you can click the add icon and you can add a number from a contact, from a call log, or from a new number. So once you've added numbers, the rejected numbers will be shown in this list. So do bear in mind that those people may not be able to get through to you unless you edit the list or turn off call reject. You've got decline with a message, so you can add or edit messages for declining incoming calls. So when you take a phone call coming in, you may not be able to take the call, it gives you the option to send a message, and here we've got some pre-configured which you can select. You can delete them if you like, either all of them or one by one, and you can add a new message to a maximum of 80 characters, and that will then be given to you as an option when you're rejecting a call in the future. Privacy keeper, so hide caller info during an incoming call. Well, that's entirely up to you how you want to do that, so if you want to show or hide any information. Call forwarding, it may be necessary to have this switched on if you're out of the office or can't take calls, but here you can set the configuration for each of the various scenarios that you might be in. So always forward, we've currently got that disabled, but you can have that on, and you can set the specific number to always forward onto, and that could be from a contact stored in your contacts database, or you can forward in specific scenarios. So here all of these are for my answer phone, So it automatically forwards this number if I'm busy, if it's unanswered or unreachable. But you could set different telephone numbers by tapping into them and configuring it accordingly based on your circumstances. So it might be that when you're just busy, you want it to ping back to your office number rather than going to answer phone. You've got auto answer. Well, that's again up to you. You could have the phone automatically answer calls after a set number of seconds. So that could be when you're driving. It might be useful so you don't actually have to touch the phone. You've then got some options when you're in a call, whether there's a vibration on the phone when you connect, whether you enhance voice clarity. So this will use up more power, but it might be useful to have that switched on. And you opt in with these by just tapping the check boxes. You can save unknown numbers after a call, so it'll give you a prompt box to save the number. You can choose whether a power button ends the call, so you just press the button on the back here to actually end the call. And then you've got other options regarding call barring. So this will again be based on your network configuration, and it may take some time to bring this up based on your connection with your phone provider. But you can change the call barring settings, so this could include international roaming or all outgoing. You see, you've got lots of options here, but again, that's for more advanced use really. Call duration, check the call durations here. So this is just giving you some timers of how long you've been on calls. So it's a good gauge of how much usage you've had out of the device. And then you've got additional settings, which is again linked to configuration with your network provider. So whether you've got caller ID or call waiting, during a call notify me of incoming calls. So that normally through a little sound or vibrate on the device. So that's a quick look at some of the phone settings on the LG G2.